Good evening, everyone, and warm welcome to RD Shift BFSI 2025. Thank you for joining us on a Friday evening. We are delighted to have leaders and innovators from across BFSI ecosystem here with us as we explore how data, AI, and modern engineering are shaping the future of our industry. To set the tone for the evening, it's my privilege to invite Vasu, our CEO and Chief Architect, to deliver the keynote insight. Vasu brings a rare blend of strategic vision and deep architecture expertise, and he has been instrumental in driving the innovation behind our platform and our mission. Please join me in welcoming Vasu to the stage. Hey.
Check. Good. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? I'm so excited to be here. It's my privilege, and also I'm so inspired for meeting all of you who are the data leaders who are shaping the BFSI industry in this region. Just to introduce myself, Vasu Sattenapalli. I'm the CEO and Chief Architect for RightData. You're going to learn more about RightData probably in the next 1 to 1.5 hours or 2 hours probably. And just want to briefly explain about our mission and what we do. RightData is a data management software product company. Our goal is to employ modern and contemporary ways to actually solve some of the critical data problems. That's what we do. A brief history about the company. We started in 2016. Like many other startups, we started in a very small setup. And we are now proud to be actually backed by one of the largest growth equity firm based in New York. That's us. And then we have a proud clientele. Predominantly, actually, we offer our customers back in US and also London. We are now focusing and expanding in the Southeast Asia region as well as in India. Given the focus that India and Southeast Asia is actually having on our data governance and data initiatives. My focus today is going to be on the AI readiness. AI readiness and why AI readiness is important for the data leaders. That's what my focus of the conversation is going to be. If you look at the history, there are times which are critical inflection points. We are at that inflection point now. And there are technologies that actually transform the way we operate and the way the industries operate. If you look at this happens every couple of years or a couple of decades rather. But now it's that time is for AI. AI is actually completely transforming the way that we operate as a business. Initially, there are some resistance in some of the highly regulated industries like the BFSI industries. But now, everyone has to adapt AI. That's where we are now. Thank you. So I just want to take a minute and then talk about the evolution of the intelligence platforms itself. If you look at the evolution of the intelligence platform, it all started with the traditional statistical analysis that we are quite familiar with. We all love Excel, and your users probably, even though you deliver a very sophisticated dashboards and reports, at the end of the day, they say, oh, can I do this in Excel? I'm going to download this in Excel and do my own modeling. That's how things started, using the statistical analysis back in 80s and 90s. And this is where most of the descriptive reporting has been done. This is where most of the analysis has been done. And then slowly evolve into a predictive modeling and also forecasting, predictive modeling, and so on. And then it led into the machine learning areas. where it's all about the classification of the data and also inferring the data and then making decisions out of it. And then AI and deep learning came in to solve some of the complex problems. So that's a traditional evolution. Mostly this was done in a tight setup where data scientists, highly trained team members are actually doing all these things. There came the generative AI. We all know the ChatGPT revolution, how widely it's been adapted, including the layperson actually using ChatGPT in many ways. What does it mean for corporates and enterprises like ours? Enterprises like ours are using generative AI not just for creating the content, also we are using for code generation. We are also actually using for drawing insights into my data without spending a lot of time and writing code. That's what has been generative AI is used for. And then there comes the agentic AI that we are all familiar with. The agentic AI the goal here is like how a generative AI is actually using the document and content generation as a base. Agentic AI is actually not only actually using that power, also it's taking decisions. It's acting on it. It's planning, it's acting, and executing. That's basically the goal of agentic AI. Last but not least, the most recent innovation, and also a lot of people actually adapting, which is what our focus of conversation is going to be, AI agents. When it comes to AI agents, this is where phenomenal things are happening. The AI systems are talking to other AI systems. And AI systems are talking to other AI systems to actually drive the operations itself autonomously. That's the future. Whether we want it or not, it's a question of how fast that we can adapt. The question is, it's a question of when, not if. Definitely, we all have to adapt, but we go through some kind of regulatory checks to make sure we adapt to it. So this being the context, what is happening here? So we're starting from a shift from human-built systems to the systems building themselves. That's where the evolution is actually going. That being the context, I just came from a board meeting. RightData, like you all know, is a startup company. We've been here, 2016 onwards. We are a venture-backed company. We have a board meetings. And like you all, some of you are actually part of the board meetings. And there are some critical discussions that happen. And some of you joke, okay, in my board meeting, board member comes and asks, how is your AI adoption? That's a classic question. A lot of people actually are asking. The CIOs are saying, oh, how is your AI adoption looking like? That's a question that's been asked. But now things are changing. They are not just talking about how is your AI adoption. They are not just talking about the AI pilots. And they are not just talking about the automation. Now they are talking about how can I use agentic AI or AI agents to improve my bottom line and improve my top line growth. So essentially, they're talking about using AI to improve the overall business efficiency itself at the board level. That's the kind of criticality that's been given for the AI agents. And moving on, specifically on a BFSI industry, the risk is paramount. Risk management is paramount. By the way, I came from also a bank. I used to work for Bank of America right before starting this. I worked for Bank of America for 3 years. So I used to manage the reg reporting and the compliance teams. So I very well know the importance of the risk and compliance. Now they're also talking about how you can actually use AI agents to take care of the risk management and how to improve the risk posture. So that's the level of importance that was given for AI. All that being said, AI is useless. If you can cut that and then just post it, AI is useless unless your data is trusted and you have a high quality data and it's governed. So the 3 critical things AI requires is high quality data, trust in your data, and you have enough governance around it. So these are the 3 critical things that makes AI to be successful. As we all know, you have seen this term many times, and we all get this, LinkedIn feeds all the time. Every Saturday, we see a ton of them, right? Bad data leads to bad decisions. actually even before that. Bad data leads to bad models that you build. Bad models actually leads to bad decisions. Specifically, if you talk about BFSI industry, bad decisions are going to contribute to what? Regulatory, compliance issues, financial issues, and so on. So how critical the accuracy of data and how critical the right type of decision to be made is, there is a direct impact on the business and customers and many, many aspects. So the risk is very high. To do this, what are the businesses doing these days? Doesn't mean that we know there is a risk. We know there are certain activities and initiatives to be performed to handle that risk. People are doing certain initiatives. What are they? I'm sure some of you are already doing this, starting from a data governance programs. Second is establishing a enterprise-level data quality programs, knowing that what is the data quality at every stage. 100% of data quality for every data set is impossible. But what's important, knowing that which data set is how much quality score you have and what rules that you're employing. A data that is good for finance may not be good for supply chain and vice versa. So the quality is relative. Knowing the quality in the context of the business is super important. So this is also being done. And favorite things, and some of you already doing it, or some of you thinking of doing it, having a metadata strategy and cataloging all your data assets so that you know where the data exists and you have a way to tell, easy way to discover the data is the third strategy. The fourth one, MDM and critical data element foundation. That's very near and dear to the BFSI industry, and of course having a regulatory controls. These are the definite initiatives which are super important for AI readiness. Like we said, AI readiness includes the foundational aspects. Whether you are doing the generative AI, AI agents, agentic AI, it's this having these strong data foundations, which are these kind of pillars, are super important. If you don't do it, it's like trying to build a skyscraper on a sand. That being said, this has already been done. What's the problem? The problem is the pace. The problem is the adoption. The problem is how it is being done. Most of the times, these are being done either manually or semi-automatically. The tools that are in the market, applications that are in the market, and at the same time, the processes that we're employing are causing the delay. If you talk to, I want to have somebody raise your hand if you have employed any of these programs under 6 months. Anyone employed these programs, data quality, enterprise-based data quality, or cataloging, or data governance programs? How long it normally takes? I want to hear from you. Anyone? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? 1 to 2 years. That's very classic because I come from US and then I have actually worked with large organizations. I also work as a vendor to many, many organizations. That's one of the pain point is having to deploy these applications, having to get the adoption going. A lot of times what is happening is take these data cataloging tools. There are a lot of my favorite tools technically, but they suffer the adoption. They suffer the adoption because how long it takes, how much of a business intervention, how much of the input that's needed from business analyst data source is super high. It's expensive to roll these programs out. Why? Because of the technology that you're using in the back end. What is the fundamental issue here? Despite all these programs are being leveraged and used and deployed by the business, some businesses, the problem is manual. They're all either semi-manual, manual or semi-automated in nature, or which basically tends to be slow and also expensive, of course, because these are manual and a semi-automated, hard to scale. These are the impeding factors which are basically causing this problem. Now, that's where my favorite slide comes. It's kind of pixelated, sorry. What do you see here in this image? Can someone tell what is happening here in this picture? Without looking at the top, what is happening here? Maybe somebody in RightData. What is happening here in this picture? So your robots, sorry. So what is happening here is the robots building robots, right? That's the future. I'm a sci-fi buff. I think that's going to be the future. Of course, there has to be controls and governance in place. But the important thing here is why this slide is important is the tools that you're using, platforms that are using, has to be AI powered for your AI programs to be successful. So using AI to build AI, that's the theme. So that's the core theme here. By doing it, what are we going to be doing? We're going to free the human intelligence, and so that they don't have to focus on this repetitive, mundane work. They would rather focus on more strategic, innovative, and employing the governance and having a human-in-loop kind of situations are the ones they are going to be focusing on. And what does it mean for this whole data? In this previous slide, I talked about data governance. Okay, how AI is going to be helping establish data governance. And then we're going to be talking about this in the upcoming sessions. There are tools and technologies that are AI-powered that's going to speed up this whole data governance enablement, whether it's a classification, whether it's a masking, whether it is having some kind of data governance controls in place, or performing the quality assurance and quality controls around it. All these programs needs to be powered by AI. That's exactly where the future is, and that's exactly where the BSFI industry has to focus on, BFSI industry has to focus on, so that the whole goal is to improve the adoption and fast track the deployment so that you are AI ready. That being said, I'm going to hand it over to my colleagues so that you get to see what we're talking. So this is what I want to set the context is AI is important, but AI readiness is super important. Not having just willy-nilly just going and deploying the AI programs, but also having strong foundations, data foundations, and acumen is super critical. Okay.